Good afternoon, and welcome back to the Garden of Grace devotion. My name is Pastor Katie, and I'm one of the pastors at Trinity Lutheran Church in Lilburn, Georgia. Today, on this third and final week in this series on what it means to live in community, I'd like to begin with a reading from Genesis, chapter 2, verses 18 to 20. It reads, "Then the Lord said, I see that it is not good for man to be alone. I will make the companion he needs, one just right for him." The Lord used dust from the ground and made every animal in the fields and every bird in the air. He brought all the animals to the man, and the man gave them all a name. The man gave names to all the tame animals and to all the birds of the air, and to all the wild animals. He saw many animals and birds, but he still couldn't find the companion that was right for him. Of course, then God helped Adam to go to sleep and made woman. But first, before God invited Adam to be in community with another person, in Genesis chapter 2, we see that God invited Adam to be in community with animals, with God, and then with animals. It's interesting to me to reflect on that. From the very beginning, living in community has meant living in community with God and with animals, then finally, with other humans in a more complete way. I have a confession, though. When I was thinking about offering a short series on living in community a few weeks ago in the Garden of Grace devotion, I was primarily thinking about what it means to live in community with people, about the various ways God calls us to support one another, to encourage each other, to care for one another. I was thinking about what it means to live in community with people. I wasn't really thinking about what it means to live in community with animals. I'll tell you though, over the past week, I've been reminded that sometimes living in community means not just living in community with people and with God. It also means living in community with animals as well. I was reminded of this last Thursday night. I'd taken the girls to Girl Scouts and I was on my way home. And as I was on my way home from dropping them off, I saw this white, fluffy creature, looking as though it was enjoying life, finding its way rather casually across the road. It wasn't really in a hurry. It was just hopping along, seemingly unaware that she was enjoying life in an unsafe place. As I saw this, I thought to myself, oh geez, if I don't try to do something for this creature, at least try, it's gonna get hit by a car. So I pulled over. I pulled over because I felt like I had to, because I needed to at least try to help this creature. So I pulled over. I got out of the car, and there was this bunny, just hopping around a little bit, and then sitting a little bit, and then hopping a little bit. And I thought, oh boy, what am I gonna do now? So I picked the bunny up, and she was clearly someone's pet. My friend, who'd also just dropped her girls off at Girl Scouts, stopped as well. And at this point, the bunny was in my arms. So naturally, I asked her if she would like to have a bunny. No, she said her home wouldn't be safe for a bunny. She has cats. Oh boy. So I got in the car with the bunny on my lap, and I slowly headed home. Well, not exactly home, actually. I headed to my neighbor's home which is where we're currently staying. I wish I could have taken a picture of the look on my husband's face when I walked through the door of our neighbor's home and into the room where he was sitting with a bunny in my arms. It was one of those, "Oh, you have got to be kidding me" looks. I told him the story. Then I called my neighbor, whose home we've been staying in, and explained the situation. She too was happy for us to take in this little wayward bunny until we could find her owner. After all, she and her husband had already taken in the 4 of us. What's a bunny, in addition? Of course, we also needed something for the little bunny to live in. So my next door neighbor on the other side of my house brought over a crate for the bunny, so she'd have a safe place to sleep and she wouldn't cause any harm in the home we were staying in. So there we were, currently displaced from our home, caring for a bunny who apparently is also displaced from her home. We were able to provide shelter for the bunny because our neighbor was providing shelter for us. And our neighbor helped to make the situation more comfortable for all of us. Our other neighbor did, when he brought a crate so we could have what we needed in the moment. This was one of those moments in life, living in community with God, living in community with an unexpected animal, living in community with quite literally our actual neighbors who were helping to care for us. And an interesting conversation came about amidst all of this. As my youngest daughter and I were talking about this situation, we realized that just like we are in our home right now, and we needed a place to stay for a while, this little bunny has been away from her home right now, and she needs somewhere to stay temporarily. She was not in a safe place, hopping across the street. And we were not in a safe place and with the mold in our home. Yet God provided for all of us. Over the past 6 days, as we've been living in community with the bunny, we've been blessed. She is snuggly and sweet. She likes being held, and she has loved on us, and we have loved on her. We even got to take her to the Blessing of the Pets service at Trinity last Saturday. During a challenging time for us, this has been an unexpected blessing. Perhaps, like my husband jokingly said, when God closes one door, he gives you a bunny. Tonight, we will part ways with our little friend. The bunny will go to another temporary, loving home. And tomorrow, we will go to another temporary home. Since we didn't get any responses to our posts about a lost bunny, and we cannot take the bunny to the rental home that we are moving into on Thursday, we found another temporary home for the bunny. A place where she will be well loved and cared for, where she will be blessed to be a blessing. As we continue on this journey, where we are all finding our way through so many things, our family right now is thankful for the unexpected blessings related to living in community with God, with animals, and one another. Thanks be to God for giving us the gift of living in community here in this life and in the next. Thanks be to God. Amen. Let's turn off the camera.